What's up, you guys? I'm obviously super nervous because I haven't been on here in a super long time. I could talk for hours about what's been going on. I believe in divine timing, and there's a timing for everything, and I think that this is my time. There is so much that I want to share with you all, and that is why I wanted to make this brief little interlude. It's probably not going to be brief, knowing me. I battled forever between wanting to share myself with the internet versus wanting to shield myself from the world, but at the same time, I feel like I have so much like aspiration to get out. It's time for me to be able to inspire others. Without further ado, I am gonna just share what's been going on with me and my family and what's to come, and I hope that you guys are excited, because when we said life in the fierce lane, it's no joke. Like, no joke. It's been a super long time. I think the last time I was recording, I was in school, I was working full time, so I didn't have enough time. I designated basically all of my free time to work, and when I wasn't working, I was very sloth-like. I had very low energy. I was around a lot of individuals who drained my energy, and this past year has been a humongous spiritual journey for me. I would definitely like to embed that in my YouTube videos, because that is like 90% of the way that I inspire people that are around me. I am a light worker, and I am here to heal and to help and to guide and to inspire, and I've known this since I was so young. Like, I knew that I was meant to do something, I just never knew what it was. I think that now is my time to actually share my journey and not just share the products that I'm wearing or inspire people in that way. I feel like unclothed and just bare is where I wanted to start. I'm glad to finally feel fully aligned and in touch with myself. That these generations and just how we were raised and how our parents were raised, we all are caught in this like life in the fast lane, like life in the fierce lane. We were caught in this like tunnel vision, like get to the end goal. Like, what is that end goal? Like, everybody wants success, money, happiness, whatever. I realized that what it all boils down to is just alignment and fulfillment. Like, everybody wants to feel fulfilled, and we think that we can't feel fulfilled until we get to those destinations, or if we hit that goal, or we reach those, you know, milestones. But honestly, I feel like what true success and happiness and alignment is literally being happy and comfortable with where you are right now. Like, right now, like the job that you're at right now, today, while you're watching this, where you are in your home. It does not matter if it's not what you need or what you want. I still live in a 3rd floor apartment with my 2 children, a 2-year-old who's soon to be 3 and a 5-year-old who literally next week is about to be 6 years old. I'm with a man who I have been on a roller coaster journey with for, it's about to be in a few weeks, 14 years together. And you would think that building with somebody since the age of 12 and 13, that we should be further. We should own a house. We should be on vacations. We shouldn't have all these kids. We should have got, you know, married and this and this. No. And I am a living proof of there's no such thing as the right way to do things. There's no such thing as, you know, having it all, unless you're truly aligned and you truly feel happy. And this is how I wanted to start my introduction and my future videos, because this is the message that I want my channel to reflect, is self-alignment and happiness and putting your mental health first, because everybody always has something to say about social media and influencers and bloggers being a negative impact in this society, which I do not disagree with, because of the fact that they display this life that's making 12 and 13-year-olds put makeup on and buy Kylie lip kits. And that is not me knocking what this generation is. It's just me being a mom of 2 young girls who I don't want them to continue this streak. And the negative aspects that I'm trying to pull from that is that we are, you know, we as bloggers and influencers are known to like display this perfect lifestyle. Not me personally, but I'm saying, like, you know, there's a lot of women who I've watched on social media think that these younger generations are obviously looking up to these women, and they're not seeing what's actually behind the lens when the camera shut off. You know what I mean? So a big reason that I had stopped making videos before is because, first of all, I was doing it for the wrong reasons. At the time, I thought they were right. It was just hustling for my family, because I've literally, since 15 years old, I've been a hustler. Before that, since I was 10 years old, I started babysitting at 10 years old. Like, a 10-year-old babysitting, like, I don't know how somebody trusted me with their child, but I was motherly. I was supposed to be a mom early in life. I'm super, super intuitive. I could feel like I wasn't influencing people in the right way. It was more of a lot of comments of people being like, oh, like family goals, this goals, that goals. Like, I'm not with that. I'm not with it. And that's why I used to get super defensive when people would like comment on my picture and be like, okay, Kylie, like, okay, Kardashian vibes, like all of that kind of thing. I think that it is okay to embody trends, or to me, I don't even feel like anything that I am attracted to is a trend. I feel like it's just a style that comes back, which I just think is, you know, recyclable like fashion or whatever. But I'm so for it. Like when Kanye and Kim got together, mind you, I had such like a about Kanye just because of his like how arrogant he was and how he was portrayed and how he chose to portray himself, until I truly understood my own spiritual path and my own spiritual journey. I understood where he's coming from in his movement, and honestly I think it was so beautiful when he came out with his clothing line and that he influenced the Kardashian and Jenner family to a T with their styling, because look at how influenced America is now, and you know, like the entire country's fashion sense has just changed and just started back from square one, like made it complete simplicity. And how ironic is it that when the clothing is so simple and so classic, the pressure to be more is heightened. But basically, to make a long story short, I think the people who are in the spotlight today are not actively using their fame and power for the greater good. I can't even go into it because there's so many things that obviously all of us wish that we could just change the world to make the world a better place, and I just feel like I'm this one person, and if I can influence even a few people out there to help with your mental health, to make you feel beautiful the way you are, if you have a skin issue, if you have styling issues and you need help, I'm here to help. Like I said, I know that I'm only one person, and that is why I created a shoe design, because I've always had this deep down belief that you should always take a walk in someone else's shoes. You should always put yourself in someone else's shoes before you make a judgment, before you draw things out. Every time I try to hold a grudge, I'd always think first, like, well, what if I was this person? How would I feel about me? That in itself of creating a shoe design and that meaning behind it is definitely what keeps me pushing. Also, being able to just share my journey with you guys of everything that's gotten me to this point and everything that will get me to move forward with this brand, I think is what's going to be so inspiring, is just being able to share my journey with you all, because we tend to see the finish line of a lot of these celebrities and a lot of these bloggers and vloggers, because who didn't go back in time on your Instagram or Facebook or whatever social media account you had and delete old photos of you that were like embarrassing or showing your vulnerability? Like, I'm the most out there person, I swear to you. Like, I have no shame anymore because I'm fully aligned with who I truly am. Like, I know exactly who I am. I know exactly what I want. I have the right people standing beside me, and it has taken me years to figure. Ever since I became pregnant with Avon, which is my first pregnancy, my daughter who's about to be 6, I knew I wasn't aligned when I was in school. When I was forcing myself to go to school and feel uncomfortable, I've always been super in touch with myself, but I've always been influenced by outer influences, like my family members and like my friends that I've had at the time, you know, and even James, super, super influenced by James, and he, you know, back then would be like, well, babe, you have to go, like, you should go, like, you need to go, and it's just because that's how we are conditioned in society, and that is nothing, that doesn't go wrong, you know, that doesn't make it wrong for people who have gone to college, and that is great, and it's just not for some people. And I am very smart, book smart, street smart. I catch on easily. I'm very good with my words. I love to write. That is why I started a blog, because I wanted to vent. And, you know, at the end of the day, it is amazing if you can go to college and you can get a degree and you can use it to your best ability. But for me and what I wanted to do, I couldn't understand what I wanted to do, because there is no degree for what I want to do. I am a freak of nature, and I'm here on this earth in this lifetime to make an influence and to just prove to myself as I'm inspiring my children and other people out there and my family and my friends and anybody else who takes any sort of inkling of inspiration from me, that anything is possible. We are in control of our own lives, our own destiny. We are not all of these, you know, boundaries and borders that are put on us at all. Like, I didn't want to go to school. I put 3.5 years in of school. I had this anxiety and this disgusting feeling in my stomach and in my chest that I just didn't want to go, and I was forcing myself to be somebody that I didn't want to be because I looked up to people, and the only people that I looked up to weren't doing anything remotely close to what I wanted to do, or what I felt in my gut was different. I really feel like I might have to make this two videos. I started blogging to make money. When I was inspiring people through my pregnancy, I felt aligned, and then after I gave birth, I felt like, okay, now what's my purpose? People just thought I was blogging to blog, when in reality, I would only blog things. If you saw the amount of packages that was sent to my in-laws' house and the amount of things that I threw out, gave to family members, like threw out, literally, I threw so much shit out. Because I didn't like it, it would give me rashes, I didn't like the smell, I didn't like what the company stood for. All of these things are things that you didn't see. All people saw was how many collaborations I was doing. So to a lot of viewers, it looked like I was just blogging everything sent my way, and that was not me. And that's how a lot of bloggers and influencers are seen. And a lot of people throw salty comments about that, like, this isn't an ad, this isn't an ad. Like, at the end of the day, social media is becoming so freaking negative. And it's because everything is watered down and people are doing things for the wrong reason. And there are a lot of influencers and bloggers out there who are doing it for attention, because that is the way that they deal with their mental health issues and their insecurities. And I'm all for that, because if it makes them feel better, fine, that's great. But that is not me, and that is why I took a step aside and I was like, listen, I'm doing this for money, but there's no other purpose besides trying to inspire people. But if people aren't getting inspired by me or believing in my vision, then why am I doing this? So I had to take a step back and spend more time with my family and spend more time with my friends. And I felt like I was at home too much, and I was starting to just talk about the same things and do the same things, and I wanted to get out there, and I was itching for a change. And that's when I started my 9-to-5 again. I did my 9-to-5 for 11 months. Next month I would have hit 1 year there. I don't want to get into specifics about my experiences, because I don't want to knock anything of my past, because everything of my past was for a reason. 1000% it has made me who I am today. Cliche, whatever. But I felt unaligned for about 7 months out of my 11 months. When I first got there, I was loving it. I loved my job. I loved making money. I loved helping, you know, contribute more than what I was contributing before, being a blogger and a vlogger. Last week, almost 2 weeks ago, I decided that when I was like meditating on things, I just kept hearing that it was my time. I needed to quit, and it was unprofessional to not give a 2-week notice, but my mental health was number one, and I could not even put in 2 weeks and stay there for another 2 weeks. The energy at my workplace was super toxic, and it was just not for me anymore. And I tried really hard to be fake, and I'm not a fake person. I tried really hard to be nice to everybody, and I knew that there were demons around me, and there were people trying to bring me down, and people preying on my downfall. And these are a lot of people who would literally look at me to my face and, you know, tell me that I inspired them and stuff. So being empathic and being intuitive and being in touch with yourself is amazing, but at the same time, it comes with it's really hard, and it's a lot to handle. And then going home to 2 children after that, and a husband, and me, you know, taking my frustrations out on them, it just wasn't okay. I just decided, you know what, I was like, you know what, it's time. My time is done here. Then I took my last paycheck and I sent my money order to my manufacturer, and I have a few more things to approve because I'm being such a psycho about my prototype. I cannot wait to have all my creative ideas come to fruition for you guys. As you guys have known, if you've been following my journey, is that I've just always had some type of love and craving to just show everybody the different aspects of me through my fashion. When you feel something so deep inside and you feel mad that you're not where you want to be, like you want it so bad but it's not here yet, those are the things in your life that you need to focus on. And you don't need to focus on rushing them, you need to focus on making itty bits in order to get there. Like, build your ladder Just keep building your ladder. And sometimes the ladder, because obviously we take a ladder and we put it to make our way up, but we're not remembering if you have 2 buildings right here, step 1 or plan A and plan B, and you want to get to plan B, you don't just have to, you know, be at the bottom and put it up against the wall and climb upward. Sometimes you're just from here, like I was here and I wanted to get here, and I took that freaking ladder that I built and I made a bridge over it, and I took the scary walk across that bridge, and there I am. I'm at step B now, because for so long I was stuck on the other side, and it was either I had to jump or I needed to build a freaking bridge and get the hell over it and leave and fly, and that's it. So enough about that. There will be a video of me answering a lot of questions, because I feel like in order to actually impact somebody, they need to know, like, we need to be super transparent with each other, and that's what a lot of people lack because of having walls built up and not being able to trust people, which was me. Until you know how to guard your own energy and not let other people affect you, and just love unconditionally, whether or not the other person is being, you know, unkind, that in itself is a huge accomplishment, and that's what I've done. So I feel like in order for, you know, to build trust with you guys, I wanted to just make sure that I had some videos before I started really doing big collaborations, because pretty soon my collaborations are going to be with my brand and other people and other influencers and, you know, other celebrities and other people who can make a bigger impact. So I felt that I need to make sure that you guys knew who I am, and that you guys can trust my word and my impact and my journey. And that's how I know that God is great, God is beautiful. I feel so full and abundant and whole and happy, and I just want to give it all to you guys. Just give it away. Not all of it. All right, I'm done. Thank you guys for hearing me out.